Hi guys, today we're going to take a look at Warzone 9, also known as the Dwelling of the Forgotten. This is in a Too Hot to Handle quest line, and this is for a 600 plus monk to start with. You can definitely start here around level 600, but I will preface this video by saying that in my opinion, from having explored a bunch of places as the monk, this place is going to be probably the top money making spot for high level monks. So level 600 you can start and it's already very, very good. As you can see, the expected loot I'm quoting here is around 2.2 to 2.4 kk per hour on a level 600. But I can totally see this scaling still pretty well. I had no charms. I'm pretty low level using ultimate spirit potions. I believe that like a level 1000 plus monk with charms, probably doing next to zero supplies or going like strong health potion supplies, can probably make 3 kk per hour or maybe even a little bit higher. So I do anticipate this place to probably be the number one profit spot for the monk, for like high level monks, 1000 plus. So yeah, just a little note about that. I think this place is really great for profit. Naturally, this is not an experience spot. As you can see, experience is like 3.8 kk raw, which is basically nothing. So you would only come here if you really, really want to get some nice profit. And yeah, just some of the results you can see on the screen here from a couple of little refills I did there. I had no charms active, like I mentioned, no animus. So this is all basically just pure raw dogging with like nothing. Overall tier rating, I give it an S tier profit. Like I said, this is already the best profit at level 600. However, there's like some competing places. Like at level 600, there's like 5 places where I can make 2 kk per hour. This one is just a little bit better. But like I said, I think at level 1k, this one will be a clear winner. Difficulty wise, I give it like an 8 out of 10 when you first enter. As some of you may know, there's sometimes like lord monsters, and there's a lot of them when you actually enter, especially the level where we're going to be hunting. So you kind of need to be careful. Maybe, when you first enter, just pop in an energy ring and just run away and just sort of reset the respawn. Once you've actually settled in the respawn and you're killing 3, 4 of them at the time, it's actually fairly easy, surprisingly easy. I expected this place to be a lot harder. This is kind of known as a very difficult respawn because of how hard they hit. But due to the monk's nature, you can kind of kite, you have a reasonable health pool. It actually is not very difficult, in my opinion. 6 out of 10. I think that's actually not too bad. Bestiary, around 14 hours for everything, more or less, sometimes a little bit, so it's a variable respawn, so it kind of varies. Requirements level 600 plus. I recommend having the full Too Hot to Handle quest, so that you don't need to worry about the little time tickers, whatever, where you have to like discharge and stuff. So I recommend having access to Brain Stealer. And this place can be effectively hunted by monks. In my opinion, the monk is like the only vocation which can really hunt here at like a reasonable level. Obviously, everybody can hunt here at a high enough level. I know like a really high level paladins can make a good profit here. High level knights and mages can probably hunt here as well, but it's very difficult and not really something that's done. Duos can probably maybe make it work as like a little profit hunt, but generally speaking, I think this is like only a monk spot where it really makes sense. It's not a very popular spot up until now because exactly nobody is really hunting here. Recommended imbuements is all standard imbuements. And actually, the nice thing about a monk is you have a lot of built-in ice protection through your boots, soul swords, through your armor, soul garb. So you actually even get away without really using a protection imbuement here. Of course, you've still got holy that you could apply. It's 29% holy damage. So if you want to be super safe, you can do the holy protection imbuement. But this is a profit spot. So personally, I would just try and go without an imbue just to make a little bit extra money. And recommended weapon type is Earth, of course. Supplies per hour at level 600, I was using about 700 ultimates and 6 transcendence potions. This is quite a low potion usage per hour, which again just kind of reaffirms for me that at a higher level, 1k, I should probably be able to do like this, like a zero supply or like just using strong health potions or something. With regards to charms, I recommend doing a poison on the tyrant and likely low blow or savage blow on the dime or chimera. I don't know if that's how you say it. Chimera, maybe. And I think you probably may be able to fit parry somewhere. I don't actually have parry, so I haven't tested it. But those guys here do a lot of damage, right? Those do a lot of damage, so I expect parry might actually be quite good as well. Anyway, I expect that most people will not be applying charms here because you probably will only hunt here till you do charms. But something like this is probably what I would do if I had charms here. For the wheel, I recommend tier 2 ascetic. Definitely wouldn't bother with spiritual outbursts here because there's not enough monsters. You're only killing like 3, 4 monsters at a time. You're not going to get the benefit of outburst. And then your leftover points you should put into your lesser gems, ideally with flat hit points. And the character you'll see in the video is level 670 monk with 113 fist and 49 magic level. I tried this on a lower level. Like I think if you look at the screenshot here, I tried it first at level 635. It was fine. Still fine at 670, obviously. And for the route, this is the floor that we're going to be hunting. I believe this would be like -3 or something, but it's a nice circular level. So you can literally just maintain the respawn here. I could at level 670. Maybe if you like level 1k or something, you might need to pop up or down a level or something to get a few more monsters. But on a level 670, this is fine. So you will come through this hole, and this is what you have to be careful of. When you first come in here, there's like often like a lot of lured monsters. And I think even in the video that you watch when I first come in is like, it's quite risky. There's a lot of them I drop down to like DPLO. So you kind of want to be careful. So what I recommend is you drop down and you just quickly run down here, like, and start like killing from here. Like this is the best thing. What you don't want to do is you don't want to come down here and get yourself trapped in this little corner. Once you get yourself trapped in here, there's no way out. And you might have like 10 monsters here and you're screwed. So don't do that. If you come in here, likely just run through here. This is too tight to run through here. So yeah, just come in here, like run through here and start maybe from there. Okay. So that's going to be how I recommend. So yeah, you go through here, maybe do a little pull in here, maybe do a little pull in here, maybe do a little pull in here. And then we just do a loop. It's very, very basic. You know, you'll do a little 3, 4 monsters here, 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 3, 4 monsters here. And then you'll do this in a loop in here. You'll go inside here and you maybe, do 3, 4 monsters here, 3, 4 monsters here. Like that's basically it. There's like this respawn is like a couple of circles, right? If I remove all the markers, you can see this respawn is basically just well, I can't remove these for some reason. Let's see. This respawn is basically a couple of circles, right? You've got a little inner circle here and a little outer circle here. And you basically just follow those round on rotation. First a small circle, then the big circle. And for me, the respawn was enough. Very good results. Profit-wise, of course, experience not so much. And yeah, that's basically what I recommend doing. Like I said, I think this is 600 plus for a monk. As long as you're careful when you first enter and don't just get like headshot one on entrance, then you're fine. Then it's really not that difficult. And yeah, like I said, I think this is going to be the end game profit spot for a monk. Of course, their experience is very bad. So only if you're like a proper profit farmer, you would go here. But if you do, the profit is going to be very, 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 very nice. Anyway, play the video now. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer. And thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.